How do you square just what the expectations were and what the result is, and how do you put that all into proper context?
Well, I think we all knew what the expectations were. I mean, the team, the players, the organization, you guys, everybody knew what the expectations were. So anything less than that, we just didn't get it done. I think that's the only way I could put it, is that we didn't get it done and we didn't meet those expectations. We didn't exceed those expectations, and I don't think we even gave ourselves a chance to meet those expectations. When I say that, just from everything that was in our control and out of our control, and I don't think we kind of gave. I don't think we gave ourselves a fair shot this season to meet those expectations.
And how do you just reflect on your own individual year within that context, and especially how things started, and how does that inform what you want to do going into next season?
Well, I mean, it's honestly, it's hard to even think about this being the last game of the season. So to think about next season it's kind of hard to kind of put that in perspective right now. It's something I haven't even tried to think about, thought about. Again, I'm still trying to get over the fact that tonight is our last night for the season.
Melo, couple questions. First of all, you're a free agent, obviously, this summer. Do you want to return? Was the situation, obviously, who knows what the roster will look like and stuff like that? But was the situation playing with LeBron for the first time, playing with AD, playing with the rest? Was it a situation that you enjoyed and something that you do want to explore moving forwards?
Yeah, well, me personally, I mean, aside from just us not getting it done as a team, me personally, this was another chapter for me. This was another situation where I can say I've experienced it. I can finally check the box. I play with Bron, play with AD. We had on paper we were phenomenal on paper. So I mean, me personally, I had a good year, like personally, like just as far as just happiness and being able to go out there and compete, being able to do my part and play my part on this team, being able to be around the guys on this team and building camaraderie and building a bond and new friendships, that we created on this team. So from that standpoint, those are all the things that I felt very good about. Coming to practice and coming to the gym, coming to practice, working, enjoying the process, dealing with the process, and everything that comes along with that process. I've experienced it, and it was good days, it was bad days, but we got through it, and I got through it.
And secondly, we've talked to guys, and they've said versions of what you said about things in control and out of control. But there's been a lot of focus on the things that have been out of control. I'm curious, how honest does this team, both in terms of decision makers and leaders, have to be with themselves about the things that could have been in control that didn't work, that the fits that maybe weren't right, the construction that maybe wasn't right? Like, I guess, like, how tough do the truths need to be coming out of this?
Well, I think the truth starts with the individual. Each individual have to look themselves in the mirror and say what happened, what could they have done better, what could we have done better, and I think once you start with each individual, and I think slowly you'll get to the answer, and everybody probably will have their different variation of what that answer is, but to answer your question, yes, you have to face that. You have to. You have to face yourself first, and then everybody just need to be held accountable from a standpoint of we was all a part of this. It wasn't just the coaches, it wasn't just the players. I mean, we all was a part of this, and I think as a whole we all should feel and take accountability for things not going our way.
You mentioned the pressure, or I guess actually the expectations is what you mentioned, and then you mentioned we look good on paper. Did the expectations, you guys talked openly about trying to win a title here. Did that just compound when stuff started to go wrong for this team? Did it make it harder to kind of battle back?
It didn't make it harder to battle back. We've always talked about winning the championship. I think that's why this team was constructed the way that it was constructed. So that's always been our topic of discussion. It was nothing less than that. Maybe within the last week, as far as us being eliminated, maybe those conversations or thoughts probably changed for individuals, for people. I don't know. But I know why we still had a chance and why we were still in it and still fighting, no matter how many games we dropped in a row, or trying to find a rhythm, or trying to find some continuity and being consistent. That never changed for us. It was still that same approach.
A couple for you. So you said that everyone is accountable for what happened. It's on all of you. A lot of the blame outwardly has been on Frank Vogel for several months now, and in 19 years in the NBA, from Jeff Bedzillic onward. Like, what have you seen from Frank as a coach this year, and how he handled the situation?
Well, I thought he did what he had to do. I mean, he was trying to figure it out just like everybody else was figuring out with what he had on a nightly basis. I mean, you didn't know I'm sure he didn't know what he was going to have on a nightly basis. And some of those things were things that we couldn't control. Not knowing the lineups, trying to figure out different lineups, trying to figure out rotations, trying to figure out who goes with what, having different guys in and out of lineups. Those are things that Frank had to deal with all season long. I don't know what Frank is thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know how he's thinking right now. But if I just had to give my perspective with 2 cents on it, I would just say it never came together for him. It never clicked. Even at times where we started to feel good about ourselves and about our play and how we was playing, something happened, and it took us backwards again. I had to hit the reset button a couple of times. So, I mean, it was a tough situation for him. It was a very tough situation for him.
And Dan, when he was asking you about the future, you were, and I understand that this is maybe just the moment, but you were talking about this as if it was the past, like you checked the box.
There you go.
That's what I'm asking.
There you go.
Teamwork.
I didn't check. I'm meaning I checked the box, meaning like everybody wanted to see me play with, LeBron, and finally it happens, and then we have that. So, it's a little bittersweet from that standpoint as well. So I can say that. I mean, that box is checked, right? So no, regardless of what happens moving forward, right now at this moment, that box is checked.
Melo, when you first got here, we talked to you at the beginning of the season about how the one thing not on your resume was a championship, and that's something obviously that you were pursuing. How do you feel about at the end of year 19 not being able to achieve that when you came to a situation that seemed like you might have a good chance at it? And then as you consider what you might do next, is the ring the thing? Is it role? Like, what are you going to prioritize when you're making a decision about what you want out of next season?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about. I haven't even thought about next season at this point, and I'm speaking very truthfully, honestly. I haven't even started thinking about my decision about next season or what's going to happen or where I'm at. Or I have time. I have a whole off season to think about those things. But I'm trying to figure out the first part of your question. What was the first?
Just thinking that maybe this could be the opportunity for you to finally cash in on.
Yeah, I mean, I think for everybody, like when it first started to happen, it first started to come together. It was like, oh shit, okay, this piece, this is something that we can all figure out and make it work. And we relied on our experience. We relied on, our talent, our skill, our basketball acumen as a group and as individuals, and how we was going to put that together and it was definitely championship dreams, definitely championship aspirations. That never changed. That mindset never changed. So as far as me, yeah, I mean, I want to win a championship. I've been trying for 19 years to win a championship, but I'm blessed. You understand? I'm blessed. I'm still able to do this 19 years in, and then still able to enjoy it and still get motivated by it and love to go to work and love being around the guys. So a lot of times I'll take that, you know, over a championship if I could, because that's my happiness. If I gotta be unhappy to try to go fight and win a championship, I don't want that. I don't want that unhappiness. I don't want that energy around me. So do I want a championship? Hell yeah. I don't think that's a question. I don't even have to answer that. But I think at this point in my career, it's about just being happy and being able to wake up and come to work every day with a good attitude, being positive, bringing guys along with you, teaching, talking, learning. Those are things that I actually look forward to now at this point in my career.
Last question, Johan.
Melo, we only saw 21 games from LeBron, AD, and Russ this season, and the record was 11-10 in those games. Did you see enough, or did you see flashes during that span to kind of show you that trio could work together? If Russ is back next season, he has a player option. But did you see anything, I guess, during that stretch that encouraged you for that partnership moving forward if it continues?
Yeah, we saw it. We started to see why all this was put together. It was a moment during the season when we almost had a full roster, and we had the guys out there, LeBron, AD, and Russ, and we had a real set rotation and set lineups. And you saw I think we won 4 in a row or something like that at that point in time, and it was starting to click for us, and I think somebody got hurt, right? So it put us backwards again. So you saw flashes, you see it on film when you watch it, you see it on the court, but it's also a feeling too. You felt that, and watching it, being a part of it when we had everybody together, you felt moments, and you saw like, damn, this is what it could be. And now we started to feed off of that, and something happened, and we take a step back, we take a couple steps backwards. So that's been the story of this season for us.